Yes, good morning, all of you. Yesterday we have started the shepherd's treasure lesson, isn't it? So here we have learnt that the story was going very interestingly, isn't it? Though the shepherd was very poor, though he was uneducated, but he was very kind and he pleased the with his behavior, with his friendly nature. Hospitality means friendly nature. With his hospitality and sympathy, he could please the people as well as the highest person. The king also he was pleased. So the king wanted to meet this man. He visited his cave in disguise, and he was also very much pleased with the hospitality and of his wise conversation, how he was conversing with. And one more thing, apart above all this, the shepherd, he recognized the king though he was in disguise. That's where the king was very much attracted by the behavior of the shepherd. So he has been given the post of the governor to one of the small district. So everyone was happy, but the colleagues, the previous governors who were there, the other governors of all other districts were very much jealous of this shepherd. So they wanted to take their revenge. That's what we have learned in how come they had made a plan, were they succeed in their plan. We will see in part 2. So for this, all of you open your A Pact with the Sun, page number 8. Take out page number 8. As usual, I have written some meanings over here, and also if you find any difficult words, do learn the spellings as well as find out the meanings. Okay, and one more important thing, when you are reading, you have to concentrate on the spellings also. Spellings are also most important. When you are writing the answers, if you make spelling mistakes, that will be forever. Now this is the learning stage. You have to learn each and every spelling perfectly. Whenever you come across with any new word, learn with spelling, so that then you won't feel any difficulty when its usage comes. Okay, ma? Now let's start our lesson. Continue our lesson. Page number 8, last paragraph, Nana. Now the governors of other provinces grew terribly jealous of him and began to talk to the king against him. They said, "He is very dishonest and keeps for himself part of the money that he collects as tax from the people. Why did he always carry with him," they added, "an iron chest? Perhaps he carried in it the treasure that he had secretly collected." So now they started their planning. They started telling false things about this shepherd to the king. So what they started, now the governors and the terribly means very much, very greatly, totally they were against this shepherd, because he is attaining more fame than themselves. So what is happening? They are becoming jealous of this man. So now they started how to remove this shepherd from the kingdom, how to create some false intention about this shepherd to the king. So he started talking all rubbish, false things to the king. So what they started they started saying to the king that this shepherd is poor. Yes, we agree he is poor, but this man unknowingly he is collecting the tax from the poor people, because this man, he is having a iron chest. Cloaks means a sleeveless outdoor garment which he wears, and in that he will keep all the things, whatever the money, the treasure, whatever he is carrying, he will keep in that iron chest. Perhaps he carried it treasure that he had secretly collected. So whatever he is collecting, he will keep in that iron chest. Yes, now can you see this image? This is the iron chest what this shepherd is carrying, and in this all the people were saying that he is keeping all the money whatever he is collecting in this iron chest. So everyone was thinking that why this man he will carry the iron chest with him. Everyone was having that false intention about the shepherd, and why this man always carry that. So all the governors they were giving wrong information about the shepherd, that the shepherd man he is going around the district, around the country, and from the poor people he is grabbing the money and he is keeping in that iron chest. Perhaps he carried it in treasure and he had secretly collected. So what they said, he is collecting secretly and he is keeping in this iron chest. Now next paragraph. After all, they said mockingly, he was an ordinary shepherd and could behave no better. So what everyone was saying, that this man is an ordinary man. How can that ordinary man become the governor of a district? He was an ordinary man, so he too will have some desires in his mind. He was leading, his previous life was leading in, he was a poor man, he was in poverty. So he wanted to collect the money as much as possible, keeping his post intact. So everyone was talking mockingly, means in a way that makes fun of someone. So everyone was chit-chatting something one on another. They were chit-chatting on each other, and all the people, all the governors together, their only topic was they were targeting on the shepherd. So how he overcomes this, we will see in the next paragraphs. The new governor was called to the palace. He was ordered to explain why he always carried an iron chest. The chest contained no gold or silver. Let us see what does the chest contain, what is there in the chest in the coming paragraphs. At first, the king did not pay attention to these reports. But how long could he ignore these governors and their endless stories about the shepherd? One thing was certain. Certain means very true. The king discovered the new governor did carry an iron chest with him all the time. So day by day, the stories are becoming endless. Every governor is telling story against this shepherd. So for how long the king would keep quiet? So he thought of to ask the shepherd why this man is really carrying that iron chest and why he need that iron chest. What is he keeping? What is he keeping in that iron chest? He wanted to know. So it may be true. One thing is certain. So when everyone is saying about anything, what the person will think, he think that something may be there. So the actually plan of the governor is to create some disturbance. The king's opinion, the king's opinion on the shepherd, to make it false. The king was having a very good opinion on the shepherd, so they wanted to remove that. So they were planning all these things. Now let us see what happens when the king calls the shepherd to the palace. So one day the new governor was summoned to the palace. Summoned means ordered. He was ordered to come to the palace. He came riding on his camel, and to everyone's delight means where everyone was surprised, the famous iron chest was there fastened securely behind him on the camel's back. So everyone was waiting what the king is going to do, what punishment the king is going to do, how the king is going to speak to him, how he is going to insult the shepherd, how he is going to question the shepherd. All these things, everyone were eagerly waiting for the shepherd to come into the palace. So he came on his camel, but the iron chest was it was fastened on the camel's back. Fastened means securely kept tight on the camel's back. And to everyone's delight, everyone, oh, the shepherd, this is the last day for this fellow. Now the king is going to remove him from his post, and now the king is going to punish him. Those all things were going on in the minds of all other governors. They wanted to take revenge. They wanted to end up the life of the shepherd by removing him from the court. They wanted to remove the governorship of shepherd, because all the people were praising the shepherd. No one is praising this other governor. So they were very much jealous about the shepherd. So when he came to the palace, everyone was delighted. They were eagerly waited. They were surprised to see the shepherd. And in addition to that, they even saw the iron chest fastened on the back of the camel. Now let's see how the scene goes on. Now the king was angry. He thundered, "Why do you always carry that iron chest with you? What does it contain?" The governor smiled. He asked his servant to bring in the chest. How eagerly the people standing around waited for the shepherd to be found out. But how great was their astonishment, and even of the king himself, when the chest was opened. No gold or silver or jewels, but an old blanket was all that came out. Holding it up, turn the page, Nana. Holding it up proudly, the shepherd said, "This, my dear master, is my only treasure. I always carry it with me." So to the astonishment of the governors, and the king was angry and thundered. Thundered means when the clouds are moving very fast, when they rub together, that sound, we cannot estimate that sound, how much it will be. So the king thundered. Why they are using this word? The king was so angry that he burst on the shepherd, that why do you always carry that iron chest with you? What do you have in that? What all the things you are storing in that? So the the shepherd very slowly and pleasingly he said that. Just he smiled and he said, and they were all waiting. To their astonishment, even the king was also very anxious to see what is there in the chest. The shepherd, he smiled and said, "Yes, your majesty, I always carry the iron chest with me, and the king ordered him to just you open it and show me what is there in that iron chest." So the shepherd was fearless, because he is not doing anything wrong. He is not doing anything against the law. He is very fair and wise. So why he has to worry about the people's false planning on him? So he opened the chest and he showed. To their astonishment, everyone was surprised to see the thing what is kept in the chest. It is nothing but it is an old blanket. So everyone was surprised. Why this man carries this old blanket? Now let us see what the shepherd will explain to the king and the other governors about this blanket. So the shepherd said that, "This is, my dear master, is my old blanket. This is the only treasure. Always I carry with me. Always I will keep it safe in the iron chest, and I feel always it should be with me." So everyone was surprised. Why this man carries this old blanket? What is the need for him? So that question was there in their mind. So now what the shepherd is going to explain about this old blanket, we'll see in the next paragraphs. But why do you carry such an ordinary blanket with you? Surely you are the governor of a district, the king asked, to which the shepherd replied with quiet dignity. This blanket is my oldest friend. It will still protect me if, at any time, your majesty should wish to take away my own clocks. So, what he is saying, he said that so the king asked the shepherd that why do you carry this old blanket with you? After all, you are not an ordinary man. You are the governor of a district. What is the need for you to carry this old blanket with you always? So the shepherd said, yes, your majesty, this blanket only will save me. A day if someone says that I am doing something fraud in the kingdom or something may happen, if they ask you to, if anyone asks me to remove my clocks means the overcoats, sleeveless overcoats, sleeveless coats you will wear, no sleeves, it is they will wear on the top of the shirt. If they ask me to remove that, then only this old blanket will say yes. Now you can see the blanket, though the shepherd knew that this is the oldest treasure, oldest blanket he owned, but still he believed that this is his treasure. Why? Because if the king has taken the cloaks of his, but this treasure will always serve him throughout his life. That's why he never want to throw it away, though he became the governor of the state, but still he was carrying all the way with him. So that is the reason why I will always carry this old blanket with me. So what the king will do, whether he is going to punish the shepherd or whether he is going to reward him, we'll see in the last paragraph. How pleased the king was and how embarrassed the jealous governors became to hear the wise man's reply. Now they knew that the shepherd was indeed the humblest and the wisest man in the land. The king made him the governor of a much bigger district that very day. So everyone was pleased. Everyone, the king was pleased with the wise answer of the shepherd. He thought that really a person who thinks, don't feel that small things, petty things are useless. Everything is useful. Though it is an old one or the new one, everything is important. So the shepherd, though it was an old blanket, he gave a very wise reply. Everyone was pleased. The king was very much pleased with the reply of the shepherd. And whereas the governors, they were embarrassed, they felt ashamed of themselves, and from that day onwards, they believed, they made up their mind, they decided that this man is the humblest, he is the wisest person in the land. So the king immediately, he rewarded him. Earlier he was the governor of a small district, but now he made, by looking at the wisdom, by looking at the wiseness of the shepherd, the king was very much pleased and he made the governor of a bigger district. This is how the story ended. So always you should be wise. Think wisely. Don't take hasty decisions like as the farmer's wife has taken. You should never cheat, or you should never think that everything is waste, this is waste, nothing is waste, everything is important. It all depends on the way you use it. The way you utilize it, it shows its importance. This is how the life of the shepherd, though everyone planned to to remove the shepherd from his post, but he achieved with his wisdom, with his intelligence, and with his pleasantness, the behavior of his pleasant behavior made the shepherd to attain the higher post in the palace. So this is how the story ended. So now what you have to do, here they have given the questions. As you all know, I will be giving the meanings and the questions will be given. For part 1 you write down the question and answers, as well as after part 2 write down part 1 separately and part 2 separately, and also one value based question also I will be giving. For that you have to answer. Thank you children, have a good day.